Morning, everybody, or good evening if you're in the States. Good morning. Welcome along to the Q&A. This is just going to be a small group of people like you who are considering the Zero to Launch course. So just want to say hello and thanks for joining me today. We'll just give it a little bit of time to make sure that everybody can turn up. Good morning, Nadine. How are you? So look, let's begin with your questions, Nadine, because I know that we spoke a little bit on text message yesterday, and your question related to whether or not it was similar to if there was any crossover to the KPI program, and I've been giving it some thought, and there is definitely some crossover in that you're a fair bit more advanced than the people who would that would often be starting Zero to Launch. Like that's one of the reasons I didn't join Zero to Launch in the first place. I thought I'm too advanced for this because I actually have launched a product. I do have an area of specialty that people already buy from me. So I thought I don't need to do a lot of this program. And even though I had already done a launch, I realized there was something that Ramit said in one of the podcasts that he did with Chris Ducker, and he said some of his friends had said, "Oh no, I'm not going to join your course." And he said, "Why is that?" And he said, "Oh well, look, I've already done a launch, so I know what I'm doing." And Ramit said, "Oh, how much money did you make off the launch?" And the guy said, "Oh, 25 grand." And he said, "What do you think? There's nothing more that you could learn?" He's been doing launches and products. He's been in business for 10, but he's had 15 successful products, and his launches are huge. Like they're way bigger than 25,000. There's way more zeros on it than that. And when he actually said that, I thought, you know what? He's the guy I want to be learning from in this particular area. Even though I had a product, I had an audience, I had a reasonable enough profile, I had all these things, but I realized that there was still an extra level. There was still way more that I could learn. And even though at that stage I'd done it like 2 or 3 times, done launches, but I realized that Ramit had done it like 50 or 60 or 100 times. And I thought, that's what I want to be doing with the business. I want to be taking what I've got at the moment and growing it and doing it again and getting bigger and better and helping more people and doing it with more courses and more programs. And so the crossover with the KPI program is that you'll be in a fantastic starting point. You're getting like a massive head start if you do decide to do it, because you can take your partnerships, you can take your product, you can take your profile, and you can learn from somebody who actually is a master at building online courses and also training people in how to create their own and to sell their own and to continue to first, I guess, find that product market fit, to understand what it is that you can actually help people with and bring to the table in terms of a really good product. And that's part of the thing that I've been trying to refine and improve, because I think once you get that product program bang on, then it nearly sells itself. Like there should be so much traction that it just goes really easily. And my launches have been okay. They've been pretty good. But I know there's a lot more upside, a lot more potential there. And I think if we can really nail what it is that we deliver in terms of results and how we get them there over a period of time in a program, that's really what I've been hoping to learn. So with the KPI program, yes, I think you can build on what you've already done there and really amplify it and accelerate it through what you might learn with Ramit. Because it's a sort of program too, like for me, I revisit it each time I'm taking intake of students into my online programs. And depending on where you are in your journey, there's always different things that you can learn. And so it's one of those courses that, you just dip into each and every time that you're doing it, and you pick up different things. You think, oh, well, I've done it last time. That went well. I hadn't thought about putting this. I didn't have time to do this bit last time, and so you build it in, and each time you get better and better. So also, guys, feel free to pop questions into the chat box. Maybe I haven't even enabled that yet. Yeah, enable chat box. So feel free to drop in questions. Chat box for me. Or where's your head at? So just to put a chat question in there. Hey Gabby, how are you? Welcome along. I've just been chatting about how much overlap there might be with other training programs that you've been involved. I was just saying that it's often even better, because if you've already done other programs, particularly in terms of building your business, building your profile, growing an audience, having a product, having partnerships already, then this program, that's one of the reasons I didn't take part in the first place. I thought, I've already launched a product. Why would I need to do a course called Zero to Launch? Because I've already launched. But it wasn't massive by Ramit standards. It wasn't even close to Ramit standards. And I didn't do it the first time. And looking back, I thought, I signed up the second time. Well, Toby signed up the second time technically, but we both did it. And we realized that the fact that we were more advanced than just a beginner was a real advantage, because we didn't have to stuff that we already had done. We could just not jump to, we still revisited that stuff and okay, yep, we're on the right track. But we could then, we didn't have to start from scratch. We didn't have to start from scratch building an audience or getting enough credibility indicators for people to have confidence buying from us. So that was what we were covering early. So I know another question, Gabby, was, does it cater for online e-commerce stores, or is it just purely information products? And look, it's predominantly information products. The whole process, I mean, selling something, whether you get it delivered in the mail or whether it's an email access to a program, is still much the same process. So Ramit's philosophy and his framework of, and I'll take you behind the scenes again shortly, will certainly apply, but his actual course is designed for people to share educational material, share online training products, whether it's just a $5, $20 ebook, all the way up to multi-$1,000 courses. And he teaches us how to package each of those things. For example, like he says, you're not really going to be able to sell an ebook for $400. It's not the right packaging for it. Whereas if you have a course, then that's totally fine to sell for $400. You might have some videos and some worksheets as well as an ebook, and that's a course of $400. And then he says there's things like, well, if you want to start charging $1,000 or more, then you need to have, it needs to be packaged as more like an online program. You start here, you get to here, and throughout this period of time, whether it's 4 weeks or 8 weeks, you're going to learn these certain things that delivers an outcome at the end. He also talks about things like membership sites and how valuable they can be. But again, it depends where you are on the journey. So having already done a lot of audience building and product creation and everything else, we didn't need to start creating our first $19 product. We could start with a $1,000 program. And that was one of the reasons I didn't start, as I said, because I thought I'd already done I don't need to get to this stage, but Ramit takes you from zero to launching, but also each and every time you do it, you can revisit that material again. So if you are selling a product, then look, that works pretty well too, because you still need to take that product, refine that product, and grow your audience. You need to be able to package it up and sell it right. Maybe there's certain bonuses and stuff, information bonuses you add into that actual product itself. So I'll just maybe I'll just take a quick look behind the scenes, because I can jump back into the program and show you how that would actually relate, and then your own verdict on this stuff. Let me just share my screen. Yeah, because if you've got your own product, then again, you may like to go through the whole process that Ramit has of that you're good at, that people ask you about, and all of that. The program it's just getting a little bit slow. There we go. Okay, so behind the scenes. Plan. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Maybe the page was loading a bit slowly. I think you're still with me. Yes, if you do have a product already, whether it's physical or online, still go through Ramit's activities, because you might just have these different ways of viewing it, different ways of explaining it, naming it. That's one of the things that Toby and I are most interested in is actually, okay, we've got this IP, we've got these products, but how do we best package them up, and how do we best deliver them for people online? So, Gabby, if you already do have products, don't just assume they're going to sell really well. There's no way to improve how they sell. Or also, there could be the opportunity to have an information, educational product that goes with your product. So say, for example, you were selling earrings, you might also package that up or sell with it or alongside it some type of online training material of how to dress better, or how to match your jewelry with your clothes, or 10 outfits that this particular piece of jewelry will look fantastic with, and show examples so that you can be educating your customers as to how to get the best value or the best results from how different pieces of clothing goes well here. Our videos behind them. Yeah, Remit takes you right back to the basics of what you need to have on your website. Like I said, it's not trying to sell a $500 ebook. You have a $20 or a $50 ebook and a $500 training for a month membership site. So do a quick look at the questions. Okay, how long does zero to launch? How long is it? Okay, so in terms of time, it is 8 weeks. So week 1, well, as soon as you sign up, you get instant access to start here, which gives the introductory video. It shows you what to expect. But look, week 1, so it's 8 weeks at the sales part and feel like they can skip through these early bits. But if you get the early bits right, and as he says, if you front load the work, as in take the time to do your research, understand your market, do a pilot, test it out with your audience, then the sales bit's going to be so much more effective at the end. So week 1, you get this, you get these 4 videos. Of course, you get the video download, audio download, transcripts, comment, ability to comment. So it tells you a bit about what to expect there. You get the worksheets, so they're PDF downloads that you fill in based on the activities in the video. And then week 2, you get access to the vault. So each module has a vault. So this, I'm actually in audience here, not your game plan. So this is blue and blue. So this is actually week 3 and 4, but you get the idea. Your game plan is the red one. So that's same deal. Videos and worksheets week 1, vault week 2. For your audience is week 3, and then the traffic vault is week 4. So you can see here all these, how to overcome your fear of self-promotion. You know, that's such a big one, hey, because we feel uncomfortable going out and promoting ourselves, but he helps us reframe that as, well, it's not about us, it's about the person that we're helping. And you send an email or do a presentation or a video, if we frame it as, well, we've got this opportunity to help this person, then all of a sudden it's not about us, it's all about the customer or the student or whatever, and it helps us break down that fear. How to overcome writer's block. Again, that is so scary sometimes, looking at it like a blank blog, a blank WordPress screen, or a blank email, and I'm thinking, what am I going to say? But we write so much these days. We write more words now than say 10 or 15 years ago, because we're sending so many emails, so many more emails now, that we're actually writing thousands and thousands of words a day. So we've all got the skill. It's just actually being able to do it for other email newsletters or for sales pages. How to build a deep relationship with your subscribers. And Ramit's a fantastic email marketer, because he really tells these fantastic stories. He gets a real personal connection with his readers, and I've admired his way of writing for a long time, because he also does what they call the cliffhanger technique, where he tells you a story and then he tells you what to expect tomorrow, and sort of, it's like those and you go, well, I need to tune in to tomorrow's show because I want to find out what happens next. And so he does this really great technique of writing. He's got his own pretty wild personality. He's definitely, yeah, I find him very funny, but he's not for everybody. I find his style really good, actually. He's funny. He tells the truth to us. He wants the best but he's not afraid to have some fun along the way. So look, how I quadrupled my email subscribers, the long-term game of traffic. Look, there's tons and tons of good stuff in here, and this is all the material in the vault. So you've got a whole week to immerse yourself in vault modules, and they're awesome. Like, they are really, really cool. But he doesn't overwhelm you. Like, if you want to just go through the training module, there's 4 videos there. They go for between 5 to 20 minutes each. Really digestible. But then in that second week, you can just handpick the bits of here that you want to read. And the good thing is, this is the area that you come back and dip into. Like, you might have a specific challenge that you're facing. So you go, okay, so how do big content partnerships happen? All right, wouldn't mind writing for different blogs or syndicating my content. So you can just dive straight into that specific part when you're ready, which is why the lifetime access bit's so good, because at different stages of your journey, you're ready for different stuff. So that is the audience. Let's just go back to the game plan. See, it's 8 weeks to answer your question there. One module for 8 weeks. So yes, you do come back and revisit it. He does have a Facebook community, which is, although as you know, Toby is technically the student, so I don't have access to that. Does, and Toby is the person who signed up, so he gets access. Okay, so your game plan now. So look, creating an online business. This is really important foundational stuff, and it was tempting to skip over or not do it, but it was just so great to uncover areas that we might be able to improve our product or create new ones. Particularly this idea mapping, you know, it gets you to do this activity where you write down, and there's no good ideas or bad ideas, but it just wants you to write down all the things that people have asked you questions about in the past. People might say, oh, can you teach me how to do, can you teach me how, you know, to ride a bike like you do it, or to do jumps off on your, you know, on your skis or something. Write down all the things that people actually ask you about, because these are all areas that you've got skills that people, you know, want to learn from you. So it really gets you thinking about the different types of things you can do. And then he talks about the profit or immersion strategy. So really going deep, sitting down with potential customers, talking to the people to find out what exactly is it that you want to learn, or that you've seen me do that you'd like to be able to do the same, because that can really start to uncover what your contribution can mean, what people are willing to pay for, as well as in the immersion strategy. You get this whole concept of what people, what language that they use. So if your customers are using a certain language, or your potential customers using this language, it's best to use, instead of you saying wording it how you want to word it, it's really good to use their language. For example, I might have said, oh, well, you can, once you finish our social media course, you'll be able to use all the social media platforms. Well, that's not the language that people want. I've discovered my customers, well, they want leads. They want customers through doing social media. It doesn't matter to them whether they can use Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. It doesn't matter to them. They want leads and revenue. And so when we have that revelation, we can start using the appropriate language and framing it through what our customers actually want. It isn't to use social media. It's to get leads and revenue to help their business. So that's just an example of the type of thing there. So look, in the game plan, this is the first module. Let's just scroll down. Again, you've got your 3 worksheets. So there's homework, but it's not overwhelming. Like, it's not like you have to go, oh, well, 25 tutorials to do tonight. You don't get overwhelmed, and it's fun, and it gives you time to actually do it. One of the best things I learned from Ramit's material too is that often people have this misconception that there's too much competition, or because there's competition out there, there's no point going into it. Oh, there's tons of personal training programs, so I better not release another weight loss or fitness program. It's totally the opposite. The fact that there's competition out there and there's already people doing what you're doing, because it demonstrates this demand. If there's no one doing goldfish training tutorials, then that's bad, because there's no demand for it. The fact is, you want to be going into markets where there's already competition and there's already people selling products. Like if you go to Amazon or Udemy for the online training courses, if you do searches on those, or ClickBank even, you're looking for online courses or online material that is already selling well. So you might have like dog care videos. I'm sure there'll be tons and tons of those. That's great. You want to see what the best-selling types of programs are, because that's where there's demand, and that's where you can carve out your niche of the marketplace. So all sorts of great things here, like the power of positioning. Now, people that have gone through the KPI program will know here that the power of positioning in your profile is so important. And Ramit, so you've covered some of that stuff already, or a lot of it, but Ramit has his own video on there. You would have seen from his webinar and his preliminary videos that he uses his results that he achieves for his students as his primary positioning. I mean, he's appeared in Forbes magazine on the next page to Warren Buffett. He's got all these incredible credibility indicators to demonstrate his position in the market. But often he's criticized, oh, what's your credentials? What's your university degree? And he says, well, I've helped tens of thousands of students achieve all of these things. And he positions himself really well like that. So look, we've got tons of case studies here. You can see here, so it is definitely catered towards that. This guy, Chris, the engineer, received $35,000 in consulting offers within weeks. So you can see there that it's not necessarily an online program. So Gabby, it might be, there's definitely going to be stuff in here that's going to work really well. It's not 100% online. Information education products, it does certainly work for other things. And the understanding your products and your buyers and trading products that are appropriate for them applies whether you're doing consulting, whether you're doing services, whether you're selling physical products. So it's going to be very, very relevant. So let's have a look at products then. Connection problems. Sorry guys, have we still got connection issues? Maybe the connection's not quite strong enough. Guys, just pop back in the chat box if you can hear me okay. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me. Gabby, I know you're over in Perth. Okay, so Nadine, you're going to sign up. That's awesome. Hey, look, if you just to recognise me as the affiliate there, look, just click off one of the links. It should all be tracked anyway, but just to make sure, just go ahead and buy it from one of my emails. So rather than clicking on Ramit's emails, click on one of mine and just hit wherever I've written 0 to launch. That should take you straight through to the sales page. And look, I'll just double check on Ramit's end. Just they've tracked you as a Blue Wire sale. So look, I really appreciate that. And because what's great about Ramit is that, you know, there's a whole bunch of internet marketing type people that sell how to do this sort of stuff, but Ramit's in this league of his own because he's from a personal finance and psychology and relationship building industry. He's not your typical, well, he's definitely not at all like your typical internet marketer who can really come across as, you know, slimy and high pressure and everything else. Ramit is just a cut above everybody else, and I've learnt tons from him. So So look, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And as I said, I'm on the journey too, so we can compare notes and have chats and all of that along the way, because it's just chatting to other people that are doing similar things. You just pick up things and you can share bits of knowledge. So I really look forward to doing that with you, Nadine. Okay, Gabby, you're hearing me again fine, I think, which is good. So look, hopefully you can still hear me. Hopefully I'm not just talking to myself, but if I am, it wouldn't be the first time, so don't worry there. So look, this is the third module of Ramit's thing, your products, the psychology of monetization. This is a good one, pricing, packaging, and positioning, as well as your minimum viable product. That's all really cool stuff. So that's when you start to put it in, package up your product, when you're putting it into, as we're going to call it a $597 course, or a $2,000 program, or a $25 ebook. It's really, really neat. And if you're still with me, which I hope you are, here's the Monetization Vault. So how he differentiates between free and paid material. That's great, because Ramit, I've modeled myself on Ramit, but he gives away 98% of his material for free. And his thing is that he makes sure that his free material is better than other people's paid material. And when Toby and I were following Ramit's work before he'd even released this course, and he was saying things like that, we thought, yeah, let's do that. Let's make our templates, and let's make everything else that we do, the free stuff, better than people's paid stuff. And it was cool because we got this email from this not old school, but established marketer from America. And he said, guys, I love your templates. I've spent plenty of time in the internet marketing world, and that stuff's way better than other people charge for. And we thought, cool, that's right where we want to be, where we want to be emulating what Ramit's doing. And for people to say that was really cool. How to quickly monetize a small list. How to collect raving testimonials for every product we create. That's cool. That's a new one, and that's something that I'm in the process of trying to do, because I've realized that's a gaping hole in my sales message, is video testimonials from students that have been through my training material. I haven't been collecting those as well as I should. So now when I go back to relaunch and take more students for my social media program, that's going to be a video that I dive into. And again, this is a new one. This will be really cool to watch. I haven't seen it yet. The I Will Teach, which is his business, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. How I evolved my IWT business model over time. That's going to be fascinating, because I want to emulate his business model. I want to release more and more products and have them serve more and more people over the years. But even though I feel like I'm quite advanced, sometimes I'm not at all. Like, there's so much further to go in this journey, and there's so much more stuff I need to learn and implement. And Ramit's my guy to study and to follow. Look at this, here you go, here's the scripts. How to validate your product idea. Sample customer email. The actual positioning notes of how Ramit launched did a 7-figure flagship product launch. So look, really cool advanced level stuff here. And this is the stuff I didn't realize when I didn't buy it. I thought, oh yeah, he's just going to get us to our first launch. I've done my first launch. But look, this is stuff I'm going to be revisiting and revisiting until I'm doing 7-figure launches, every month or several times a year. I'm not there yet, and I aspire to get there. So that's what I am going to continue to do. Okay, cool. That's great, Nadine. So look, guys, is there any other section of the course you want me to sort of dive in and show you? It's really, look, it's really cool stuff, and I'm just getting excited about revisiting it myself because I'm heading overseas next week. But when I get back, well, when I'm away, actually, just for just in case you're interested, maybe you're not, but Tobes is going to be just really tightening up our Infusionsoft sales funnels. So just making sure that we're not doubling up, sending stuff to people, that we get our email sequences really bulletproof because we've only been on Infusionsoft since the start of the year, which is a great platform, and you don't need it to do any of this stuff, but it does help you get to that next stage. And, you know, we were on camp up until last year, and we've been doing this for 10 years. So we've only just switched to Infusionsoft. But what he's going to help us do, Toby's going to just make sure all of our sales funnels and everything are firing. And then when we get back, we're going to relaunch, I'll take another intake of students for our social media course. And that's going to be really cool because we're going to be able to apply all this new stuff we've learned. After each program, we chat to our students, we chat to the people who looked at our course but didn't learn a whole lot from those people as well. And yes, we are including our own program in the mix, so you can become a student of our Social Media That Works online course. That's included as a bonus when you buy this from me. And not only do you get to become a student of that, you get you get to be part of that community, and hopefully you'll be able to see some similarities to how we approach it, in that we've followed the same methodology to remedy. And hopefully, maybe if you give us a few pointers as to how we can improve it. Okay, question. Do you think it helps to develop a strategy even if the product is not so expensive? Yeah, look, I do, Gabby, because it's going to, like, whether people are spending $20, $200, or $2,000, it's really, it's going to sell a lot better. It's going to just get momentum if you front load the work and understand why they're buying it, what result they're getting, and being able to articulate that properly. I mean, a silly example, but an example might be if you do that, you know, say you're selling those ab rollers, like, to get the strategy right, like, you could sell that as being the tool to do 200 sit-ups every night. And that's not it's the same product, but that messaging, that strategy just makes it sound like hard work. No one wants to do 200 sit-ups each night. Whereas if you understand what the result people want is, like, if people want washboard stomachs or six-pack abs or whatever in the fitness world, that's what you're selling. Like, the strategy is, that's the end result that they're buying into, and this is the tool to get you there. Yes, there's hard work involved, but you're positioning it, and the strategies that this is the outcome that you end up with. Same with, like, GPS sat-nav things, for example. Like, yes, they'll give you a roadmap of every road in Australia, and you might be telling people that, you know, you can find let's say there's a map of 300,000 roads in Australia, but that doesn't necessarily appeal to people who want to get to their destination. They don't want to have to look at maps. They just want to be guided to where they've got to go. And, you know, it's the same selling, but the strategy and the positioning of it is vastly different. So to get that strategy piece right is so important. And that's what I'm discovering more and more. The more I go back and revisit my strategy, the product sells better each time as I really get a grip and a grasp of what that end result is that I want someone to get. So that's my answer to that. If it's not expensive, and the thing is, what's even more powerful is that if you excuse me, if you do a low ticket priced item, a less expensive item, and that sells well, that's great. You can then take a $20 product for example, and I'll use that sort of jewelry one again. Maybe it's not the best because, anyway, I'm not a jewelry person. But if you sell a $20 product, well, then you've got the opportunity to then build a $200 product later. And what Ramit's course teaches us is that it's not just go and do it once and you're done. It's this journey. Like, you might start with a $20 ebook or jewelry or earring or something. And then once you've done that, you might then go, well, that was really popular. How about now we create a program or a product that's $200? It might be a more valuable piece of jewelry, or it might be something entirely, but you've got the opportunity to start small then and build up. Okay, what if it's not for me? Okay, well, with Ramit's stuff, he's got the 60-day money-back guarantee. So basically what his deal is if you go in, if you show him the homework and you show that it doesn't work, that it's not right for you, then he refunds the money. And look, if there's any issues there, then I'm confident that I can have a word with the guys and smooth things over, if, you know. So 60-day money-back guarantee. They do ask to see the homework. So if you've done like the first couple of worksheets and you go, no, this isn't working, it's not for me. Basically, like, yeah, I can even help you with that if that's the case. Like, just send me the stuff, or send it to them, or send it to me, whatever you're most comfortable with. Because I know what your business is about. I know what you're about. I know that you're serious about these things, and I've worked with you, many times before. So if you feel it's not for you, then yeah, you just get a refund, and I'll go into bat for you there. But I mean, it's totally up to you, of course. But you can give it a go, see what it's like. If it doesn't, yeah, if you feel it's not for you, then that's fine too. Like, there's no stress there. But yeah, if there are questions as you go through the course too, then certainly, I'm always here. You can always email me, and I'll lend my advice as well. So sorry, John and George, g'day. How are you there? I missed you there earlier. I just haven't seen any questions, so sorry for not including you guys on the chat there. But welcome along. So I've just been telling the girls on the call about what to expect with Ramit's program. So we've just been talking about, what if it's not right for me? Well, you just show your homework and get a refund within the first 60 days. So that's 2 months, right? So you can actually go through all the material in those 2 months, 8 weeks, check it all out, do the homework. If it's not for you, just let them know. And because you guys are on my Blue Wire News community, if there's any issues there, look, I'll go into bat for you and make sure that happens. Thanks, Nadine. Nadine said your book was so helpful. I can't wait to do your course there. You're welcome. So guys, if you do decide to go through the Zero to Launch program, I'm a student as well. Toby and I have signed up and gone through it. And as I said, we revisit it regularly. If you do decide to sign up, you'll also get access to mine and Toby's Social Media That Works program, which you've seen in the past. It's $797. So that is included as a bonus from us. We want to encourage you, if you feel it's right, to go on this journey to create an online business. We are, Toby and I are continually students of it, and we've, as you probably know, we study lots of different people, and Ramit is just head and shoulders above the rest. And we've studied lots, and he's great because he's outside of the marketing space. Sometimes us marketers get caught up in our own little bubble, and all the marketers are marketing courses about marketing. It's all a bit meta. But when you step out of that as well and study from people outside your field, it's fascinating. So I've been following Ramit's work for years, and he's been saying, everyone's been asking him about, can you teach us how to build a business like yours? Because he was selling how to get your dream job, how to negotiate a pay rise, all these types of courses that he's done in the past. negotiation skills, but he had this fantastic business that he was running himself. Well, really successful, really helpful to people. And he kept getting asked this question, can you teach us how to build this online business? And so he eventually did, and this is what it is, 0 to launch. And they only took their first intake of students last year. And as I was saying earlier on the call, Toby and I didn't enroll. We thought, well, it's 0 to launch, and we've done a launch, so we're beyond what this is going to teach us. And that was a bit of a rookie move by us, because I said earlier in the call, I was listening to a podcast between Ramit and Chris Ducker, and Ramit had actually talked about his mates who were hitting him up about the course and saying, mate, should I join? I've already done a launch. And he said, well, mate, how big were those launches? Like, are you helping hundreds and thousands of students? Or, to talk me through what your launch looked like. And he goes, oh, we did like 25 grand in course sales. And Ramit said, well, that's great. That's awesome. But do you think there's nothing more to learn about building an online business and teaching people stuff online? Do you think there's no more you could learn from me, from all of my experience, from doing 15 successful products, as well as lots of unsuccessful ones? Let's not forget that. He's had shockers. I've had shockers. It's all part of the journey. But Ramit's very honest that from what he's learned from the good and the bad. So he teaches you how to avoid those flops, those product flops that you think it's great, you think everybody in the world needs to know about this, and you launch it and no one buys. I've been there. It's not necessarily the quality of the information you've got. Sometimes it's the packaging and the positioning. Other times people just don't want to know about it. And that's why Ramit talks about front loading the work in the Your Game Plan section. He talks about really understanding your buyers and the problem that you might solve for them and why they're going to buy from you. And if you really take the time to get that early stuff right, then it's going to make building an audience a lot easier. It's going to make actually packaging up your product a piece and traction once you front load the work and you take the time to do it properly. Because the mistake too many people make is they ignore this part. They ignore the research and planning and understanding phase, and they go straight through to, let's just do a sales page. Let's put up our shopping cart, do some sales copy, link to our checkout cart, maybe do some upsells, maybe do some money back guarantees, all the tactical stuff. But yes, it's important to have urgency and scarcity and risk reversal and value propositions in your sales page. But at the end of the day, a great sales page cannot save a bad product if nobody knows about it, if nobody wants it. So that's why I just love Ramit's material, because he starts at the basics. And even like for me, I've done a few launches, but we revisit this early part. We revisit who we're selling to, who we're helping, what it is that they want to achieve as a result that our product or our course that we create or revise or refine is going to help them achieve. And then building an audience is something that, again, when we signed up for Ramit stuff earlier in the year, we were at a distinct advantage because we had over 13,000 people on our email list. But even so, Ramit in this training material teaches you to go from 0 to 100 subscribers, or 100 to 1,000 subscribers, from 1,000 to 10,000 subscribers, and 10,000 to 100,000 and beyond. And so for us, say we're at 20,000 subscribers at the moment, which is great. We're really pleased with that, and we've come a long way. But Ramit also lays out the roadmap for getting to 100,000 and to several 100,000 email subscribers, and it's actually a different approach for each step of the way. So getting to your first 100 is a vastly different proposition than going from 10,000 to 20,000. And so he teaches us the different things. Like, for example, your first 100 is hard work, But we've all got our personal networks. So things like going out to LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and saying, hey guys, you know me. I've actually got this newsletter that you may not know about. Would you be interested in signing up? And if you go out to your personal networks and people that you know on LinkedIn, that's a really good way to get that first 50 to 100 people. And from there, then you want to go from 100 to 1,000 subscribers. So you start doing things like guest blogging and getting seen on different parts of the internet and attracting people that way. And you keep building momentum, growing from 1,000 to 10,000. Isn't as hard as going from 0 to 1,000. You build momentum and it gets easier. And then to go from 10,000 plus, starting to do things like joint venture promotions. So say, for example, somebody promotes my 33 marketing templates to their email list. I might put on 400 or 500 people in a few days because somebody else has earned trust with their audience and they're introducing my content to them. So instead of writing 10 guest blog posts and getting 50 new opt-ins from each of those, which might take weeks and weeks, subscribers that way, when you reach a certain size, you can do joint venture things and somebody else can email their list and you can grow by 500 in a few days. So that's just a couple of examples of what Ramit teaches in the... Okay, I'm just come back to the chat room to see what the questions are. Okay, so here we go. So basically, on top of the community, you'll be there to help. Gabby, that's right, yes. So you guys are all part of my Blue Wire News community. I love you guys. So I want to help us go on this journey together. So as you know, Gabby and Nadine, you've both worked with me in the past. Yeah, I'm here to help. So look, you've all got my email address. You've got my phone number. Look, I'm happy to talk this stuff through. Like if you hit bottlenecks, if you get overwhelmed, I've been overwhelmed. I hit bottlenecks all the time, and I find talking to Toby just so valuable. So yeah, look, I'm absolutely here to help. You can call me, you can email me, and we can talk through some of the challenges, because chances are I've been there myself with that specific challenge, and I can share with you what I chose to do and what results it ended up getting. And even just as a sounding board, just to say, hey, 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, let's have a chat to see how everything's going. Because I think it's really cool. I think the stuff that Blue Wire teaches with web marketing complements what Ramit's doing so well. Because to be growing an audience, to be building a presence online, it just ties into this so nicely. And because Ramit is very well established and in building online businesses, then I kind of feel like if you're doing all the stuff that Blue Wire teaches, email marketing and social media, and building a community and building trust with people and helping people on a certain journey, then it's only logical to then start taking a deeper relationship with people in a commercial capacity, having people sign up for more premium programs. So yes, I will be there to help. I really enjoy it. It's not many of my mates who do this, and often they look at me with a blank face, or they'll say, "Oh, what do you do?" They just think I don't even know if they really know what I do. And they know I run like an online business and then have Blue Wire, but I don't know what they think I'm doing if I just say I'm off to write some content or off to do this and that. And I don't think they'd really know, because a lot of them just sort of roll up at their jobs, and it's a totally different proposition to building something online, building an audience of people who a lot of the time you don't even see them. You might have an email relationship, a webinar relationship. You might see their face on their Twitter handle. But because there's people all over the world, it's very different to a job where you turn up and you shake hands with people and you see people, which is why I love when I do face-to-face events and everything else and attending them myself. But it's a vastly different proposition to your traditional job. Can we delay the start? Gabby, I don't think so. He's going, once you sign up, he'll start drip feeding the content from when you sign up through to 8 weeks time. So the course will start, as well as the 60-day money back guarantee will start when you sign up. So I don't think you can delay on that. So there's one more question above that I can't quite see at all. The 2 lines I can see, why is that not working for me? Okay, set up the online website to sell online courses, for instance. Just that question seemed to have disappeared. So I'm going to take a guess there. I'm just going to jump. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Audio is broken, but probably is my connection. What's the help available to actually set up the online website to sell courses, for example? Great question. So there's a couple of options. First is Ramon definitely talks about the technical side of setting up websites, and there are modules, there are worksheets and stuff to help with that. He also has accelerator programs, so if you really wanted help, he does have people in the community and options where they will actually help you build it. So there is that option. Whether or not you go down that path, I mean, if you've got a website, shopping cart set up, or even a basic one, you may not need that. But they do. I mean, you have to pay more, of course, because you're getting an extra level of service and what have you. But that type of help is available. I just can't speak firsthand about it because I haven't done it myself. I've built our own stuff. I know there is help there. And again, Gabby, I know I can always point you in the right direction as well. Like, yes, you can use Ramit's sort of crew, but there's also lots of web developers and other people in Australia or in our network that will probably be able to help you out. So if you've got challenges or issues about that, then I might be able to help you there. Or definitely will be able to help point you in the right direction. I won't be able to do it because Blue Wire no longer builds websites for people, but should be able to help point you in the right direction. So guys, sorry if the audio is a bit wobbly today. I know it's sort of come in and out, but thanks for coming along, guys. George, if you've got any yeah, no, my broadcasting clock is ticking, sort of getting paused every now and again. So maybe parts of this aren't coming through clearly. So if I'm repeating myself, that's why, just to make sure that you catch everything. So it might have paused there. So just saying, John and George, if you've got questions, drop them in the chat box, or just text me or email me off that email that I sent you before. I'll get back to you off the webinar if that's easier, if more questions pop into your head. Let me just check my email quickly just to see if there has been any questions offline. No, so that's okay. They've all come through an email yesterday. Oh, here we go. Here's one from John. Look, mate, that's a long one. I'll maybe reply to you offline. That came through 7 hours ago. Wow, so you've got a good amount of visitors. Okay, you've got a full-time job. Yes, ZTL would be, zero to launch would be a reasonable size investment. I've invested in a couple of courses that have been great for my career in terms of learning the digital space, but none have covered monetization in a reputable way. I just wanted to know what you think about the course in terms of your situation. Also, you've read my book, Web Marketing That Works, and it followed a lot of what I've learned through several pricey courses. Definitely wish I'd read it sooner. Anyway, I just wanted to say great job, and I look forward to hearing from you. John, thank you, mate. That's cool. You're a digital marketing strategist for a technology solutions firm in the States. You run a computer tutorial site that I use to test strategies on before implementing them for clients. Cool. I've grown the site to over 17,000 visitors a month in 6 months in very little free time. Now I'm looking to monetize the site and have been pulled in several different directions, only a year out of school. Mate, John, that sounds like you've got heaps of good stuff going on there. That's awesome. Congratulations. So you actually teach people online before then rolling it out to clients. That's interesting, because I went the other way, because I was teaching clients in person before I started teaching them online. So it's really cool to, yeah, I mean, it applies just as well either way, right? Like you can be teaching people in person, teaching people online, and then doing both. You know, for me, what was a big revelation for me is that, you know, teaching clients is fantastic in a consulting capacity, even in a one-on-one or even in a classroom situation, but it is dependent on your time and it is dependent on your location to actually sit down with a class of students. And I know other people on the call we've taught. I've been in a classroom situation or a one-on-one situation with you, and it's really fun. Like, we've had great times. But you know, the beauty of the online course is you can take that exact same material and package it up so that people can be learning that whilst you're one-to-one in a one-to-one meeting or teaching a classroom. And if you're in the States, John, you know, that's awesome. But you know, if somebody in Australia obviously wanted to learn your computer tutorials, then it's very hard for you to teach that. So actually monetizing what you've got there is going to be very, very achievable, particularly because Remit is the best I've come across at taking something that you do and monetizing that in a legit, non-dodgy, totally awesome way. Because I was saying earlier, maybe, I'm not sure if you're on the call or not yet then, but you know, Remit's very different to the whole internet marketing crowd, which can often come across as, you know, high pressure, slimy, all that. Remit is he's fantastic. He was in like the Forbes magazine on the page next to Warren Buffett as one of the wealth wizards, and he's just got this. One, he's funny, but two, he's just got this genuine care for his students. He just wants them to get the best results, and he doesn't sugarcoat it. He lets you know that it's a long-term game, but he does also show that there's things that you can be doing. There's things that you can be doing as you go. So you know, wherever you are on your journey, like John, if you've got 17,000 people, that's huge. So then you've got tutorials already. It's not going to be a big leap at all. So then start selling some of those tutorials to the people you've got on your list. So look, I reckon that's going to be, and I'm going to reply to that email as well, John, in case for some reason the audio is not working well for you. So all right, let's have a look at some other questions. Sorry if you said that before, but my audio is terrible. Are there templates for building lists that we can reread or reuse? Templates is probably there's not a template as such, Gabby, but there are worksheets and there is material in the vault. There's material in the traffic vault as to how to build your email list, and there's a specific video on it as well. I'll actually personally be putting together a couple of email list building templates as well through Blue Wire to cover that sort of stuff as to how to go from 0 to 100, 100 to 1,000, etc., etc. But Remit's got a very good video and material in the training vault on that. Okay, so I've been rabbiting on here for a while. Just want to see if there's any more questions. As you know, I'm a big fan of this guy's work. I've studied lots of different online business people, like Ramit and a bunch of others, but Ramit's is red hot. It's really good, and I revisit it a couple of times a year. He's adding in new material as we go, so it's I highly recommend it. And as you know, you get my training program, the Social Media That Works online course, which we've been building based on Ramit's and revising based on Ramit's training material. You get access to that too when you sign up for the program through my email, so we can track it. But we've sort of hit the hour mark, which hopefully we've had a chance to answer your questions. John with his computer tutorials in America with 17,000 people a month to the website. That's huge. I think there's massive value there. So look, if you've got questions, shoot them through. Otherwise, we might call it a day on the call. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me on what's my Saturday morning, and probably would be for Nadine and Gabby. George, I'm not sure where you are, but John was in from America. So look, thanks for joining me. And if you do decide to join the course, as I know several of you have, then I'm sure you're going to find it really good. I've loved it, and I'm here to help on your journey as well, and to chat with you and help you out as we go. So look, firstly, thanks for reading my Blue Wire News. I do really appreciate you being part of the community, and if we can go on this zero to launch journey together, then that would be really cool as well. So Nadine, you've signed up. That's great. Thank you. I look forward to working with you and everybody else. If you decide to do it, that would be great. If not, I'm sure you're making the right decision for you. So no pressure either way. Just wanted you to know my experience and to show you behind the scenes. And if you think it can help you, then I'm sure it can. If it's not the right time, then that is no worries as well. Whatever works for you is great. So look, thank you so much. And with that, I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.